The lesson.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Got the infamous Lil Sick.
Infamous? More like famous, cunt. Anyways, g'day mate, how are you?
Good, thanks, bro. How are you?
Just having a little thingamajig and a little thingamajig.
Well, look, man. Thanks for taking the time to sit down with us. I know. I think this is the first interview that you've done, like proper.
Yeah. You guys popped my cherry, so thank you.
No, well, look, man. Thanks for taking the time. We've been, checking you out for the last couple of years, and yeah, obviously the music that you're making and the style and everything is quite unique. It's very different to everything else that's going on in the country at the moment. And like you've dropped a fair bit of stuff in the last couple of years. But before we get into all the music stuff, I want to actually take it back to before the music. And like I noticed in a lot of your songs, or some of your songs, you talk about some of your struggles growing up, whether it be in school, with your parents, etc. So I guess first of all, like, are you born in Queensland?
No, down in Sydney.
Okay. And then so when did you go over to Queensland?
Well, I was born in Sydney, and then my mum's actually from NZ and my dad's from Aussie, which I haven't met my dad yet, so fuck him. But yeah, so I was in Sydney till about 3 or 4, and then moved to NZ till I was about 12, and then moved back over here to the Gold Coast when I was about 13.
Yeah, okay. So your cultural background is...
Well, my mum's Maori, and my dad's from the Anunnaki tribe, fucking up in space in the planet Nibiru. If you know about them, he's a reptilian, so I'm like a shapeshifter. That's about all I know about my dad. That's it. Plus, he's a dickhead. Fuck your dad, again. Anyways, just stop running away from mum, bro, and just pay child support.
Being that you're in Queensland now, and yeah, not having a rapport with your father, how was growing up the relationship with your mum?
Tumultuous would be the word. Up and down. Obviously, my mum was a single mum and always had different fucking stepdads. And I'm one of 10 kids. So she raised pretty much all of us kids alone. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So you're one of 10.
One of 10 kids, yeah. I'm the most prettiest one out of all of them, though. Everyone else is ugly. I don't know why. It must have been my dad's genes, bro. He must have been a sick cunt, but a dickhead.
And so do you still have, or did you have a close relationship with all your siblings?
Yeah. Still, my mum lives in down on the Goldie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so look, like in one of the tracks, I think it's called, you've got Don't Cry, and then you've got Don't Cry Part 2.
Yeah.
And they're like your more serious joints.
Yes.
Like you mentioned something about substance abuse in your family.
Oh yeah, it's rife. I was even an addict myself in my younger days. Thank God I'm sober now, as everyone tends to think I'm not, and I'm a bit of a cook cunt. But you can't be a cook cunt and do what I do. So yeah, I smoke weed, maybe pop a pilly every now and then, but that's about it.
So I guess when you talk about some substance abuse when you were younger, can you go into a little bit of detail about like how old you were and what it is that you were doing and the effects that it had?
Well, I was born a heroin baby at 9 pounds, and I was premature as fuck. And the first 5 kids were all heroin babies. I have so mum was a bit fucked up. I got a retarded sister. I don't know if I'm allowed to say retarded sister, but she's my sister, so I can. And that was from the drugs. And they also said I was going to be a bit of a cook cunt when I grew up, but I think I've only got asparagus, so I should be alright. I mean asparagus, sorry. I don't have it, but maybe I do. They said it in my school that I did, but I don't believe them. I used to have to take Ritalin for my ADD, but like then I figured out you could snort it, and I got high off that, and I was like, oh, I don't have ADD, do I? So yeah, that's another story. But yes, as to the substance abuse, yeah. So obviously, my mum was a heroin addict, and yeah, I saw some like fucked up shit. I actually got taken away. Me and my little brother, from the government, went into foster care and boys' homes, because mum was unfit. But she's 100% now, as all ex-hoes, because my mum was like a working girl. So like all the ex-hoes they tend to go to Jesus after they're done. So she's like full religious now.
And then so when you talk about foster care, like how old were you when you got taken into foster care?
4.
And then how long were you all the way till 18?
No, I was back and forth, so I kept running away and shit. Then I'd go back to my mum's, and then I had like a foster family as well. And when they couldn't handle me, they'd send me to mum. Then when mum couldn't handle me, they'd send me back there. But yeah, that's about it.
And then so I guess like as you're growing up, you know, and you're starting to catch on to the world around you, like at around what age did you sort of just start to catch on with, you know, like your mother being a working woman and the substance abuse?
I caught on pretty early. Family members told me when I was a bit older. Like, I knew what mum was doing, but I didn't know officially. I just used to see like random men come and shit. But yeah, she's probably just in my early primary school days, pretty much like 9, 10. I picked up what she was doing.
And then so how did that affect you at the time, and does that still have some sort of effect on you these days?
It does have an effect on me. It did then, but I'm just fucking grateful OnlyFans didn't exist. Otherwise, everything might be online, which it isn't. So that's good. And then like, I guess I've always like dated. So my ex-missus was a porn star, and I've always kind of like, you know, just with the working girls or like strippers and shit. And I always try to fix them, and I always see like my mum in some of these girls because they're all fucking damaged. And I always try and help them, and they always fuck me over. So I'm fucking gonna try to find myself a nice church girl that doesn't give blowjobs and only missionary style. So it's gonna be fucking fun, cunt.
Wow. And I guess, you know, like when you're growing up, you know, through your teenage years, once you finish high school, where did things, like, were you starting to rap while you were in high school, or? Yeah, but I didn't write my own shit. I used to just rap every other cunt shit, like Tupac and like Eminem and shit. But I know like every lyric to all his songs and shit. So I just guess I went from there. I had started really rapping when I went to South Sydney High in year 9. That's when I first started kind of rapping. But you could say I was rapping as soon as I like fell out of my mum's cunt, because like I was singing when I came out and I wasn't crying. I was just like singing. So I was actually in key as well. And I was like, fuck, this cunt's gonna be a rapper or a singer, and now I'm both. Plus a sick cunt. So I'm pretty happy with myself. So say at year 9 you've started to rap, and you talk about Tupac and Eminem. I guess they're some of your influences that made you pick up a pen?
Yeah, well, any cunt that's fucking my colour, when Eminem came along, it was like, hey, we can rap now. Because prior to that, like I used to go hang out at the Mission down in La Perouse, and like rap with all the black fellas down there. And they said, you're not allowed to rap because you're white. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then Eminem came along and I was like, can I rap now? And they're like, yeah, Eminem's the man. So thank you, Eminem, love ya.
The lesson. Oh yeah.